Good evening and welcome to the second video of this fantastic new channel. I say fantastic because the feedback's been rather good, overwhelmingly good, for which I'm very grateful to you all. Thank you so much for all the comments, all the views, all the evident interest in this. Much appreciated. I've spent the last hour de-fluffing my fans, misses. English expression there. So hopefully this is a lot quieter than the last one inevitably was. Again, thank you for the overwhelmingly good feedback last time and the surprisingly large number of people find it interesting. I will happily continue. For those who missed, my name is Greg. I am a very geeky man, I think that's fair to say, and here I am playing Rise of Kingdoms in our Kingdom versus Kingdom 2 world. And I just wanted to, firstly I just wanted to say one thing I'd like to do is perhaps answer any questions from the comments or any questions people have asked me before, so perhaps we can make this a regular thing. It might be quite interesting. So here we go, I've got them all written down. Question 1. Greg, you're obviously a titan of industry, ridiculously attractive, and you possess a profound sense of intelligence. How do you keep yourself in such good physical condition? To which the answer is just eating healthily and going to the gym. So that's that question answered. Secondly, why are you wasting your life this way? Your father and I had so many hopes for you, and that's just sign Mom. Okay, but the third one is a real question. They're all real questions. It's Greg. Do you prefer Saladin or Minamoto? I'll tell you my answer, because I've only gone and bloody spent all my heads on Saladin. So it's Saladin because Minamoto dies too easily. But this is today's change to my account. Is we have a lot of severely injured T5 troops. I went to the toilet, came back and found that my 2 marches had been swarmed, which wasn't fun. And anyway, then B, we have a Saladin with 5551, some alright equipment, some alright armaments. I don't really like using this particular formation, but as you can see, we have good buffs in it, much better than in Wedge, which I'd use otherwise. So those are the questions of the day. If you've got any questions, real or otherwise, please put them in the comments, and I will happily answer them as and when I see them, which will be each day, because I intend to make these every day. So, we're in KVK2, you remember last time. We are allied with top left, top right, bottom right, and things have been going pretty well for us. I've contributed nothing at all, I've been very busy all day, but other people have done rather well. Our western zone, where our allies 19 asked us not to help them fight because they wanted to do it themselves, and we said, oh, you'll need our help. They've proven me spectacularly wrong and done it without any of my assistance, so fair play to them. We have a little corner of this world here, but it's mostly all them. And in the right zone, called Havana, we've been expanding our flags from our main alliances, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then down here we've built a new fort from an alliance, and we've thus blocked out the enemy's 3018. Unfortunately, they're a Vietnamese kingdom, which isn't unfortunate in itself, but what is unfortunate is that we do not share time zones, so it's one of those series of fights where we're probably quite evenly matched in power, and we've got more active players, they've got higher power accounts, but the fights are never close. Either they destroy us or we destroy them, because either we're online or they're online. There's very rarely time when we both intersect. We've been ably supported by 17 here, so that's the update on where we're going. We're taking control of this zone, we're taking control of this zone with our allies, so things are going very well so far. In terms of myself, I've got the Saladin. I've spent 300 heads on that. Was it a good investment? No. But you know, I get a bit impatient. The computer started making noises, and I've spent the last hour de-fluffing the fan. I feared the worst, but hope the best for now. Anyway, so what happened today? Loads of people did some great fighting, and I went to the toilet, and this happened to me. it didn't go too well for me, to be honest. In fact, I think that was the first one, right? Yeah, that was the first one, which I actually did, and that was just me losing. And the second one, this is where I went to the toilet. As you can see, my Richard met with 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, was 13 enemies. Saladin only met with 6 enemies. Either way, they all ran back to my city pretty quickly. Did they trade well at least? Oh, relatively. Considering they were outnumbered ludicrous number to 1 against a lot of tier 5s and Alexanders, which I can't compete with. Yeah, that's their king, who is ludicrously powerful. Anyways, that was the perhaps only exciting thing that happened on to me today, as I was mostly playing football and doing family things. Alas, which would explain my inaction. As you can see, the wonderful graphics below, we've now got the kill points for the kingdom. Particular attention should be paid to number 3 in Nanaki. It will come up shortly. So it's very easy to do well in Kingdom versus Kingdom if you're cross-season migration, by which I mean if you're going back from, if you've already done this fight, and you're going back again and doing it because you have better commanders, you have better gear, you have better armaments. It's not a level playing field. So fair play to number 3 Nanaki, who has managed to get 700 million kills in his same season. So alas, it just means he's very good at fighting, much better than the rest of us. The other guys also very good, but they've all come back from cross seasons. So they've all got Alexander max, Saladin, if not max, then 5551. It's a lot easier to fight like that. So what else did I want to talk about? I actually made a list. No, I forgot. Never mind. Well, yeah, we're wanting to talk about what the plan is for this channel. So the plan is, ideally, we'll do a day in the life every day. I won't make the videos too long, because I imagine that's boring for people. But, we'll try and get 10, 15-minute videos so you can get a grip of what's happening. Start with some questions, maybe a bit of interaction. I've read in a book, that's good, so, we'll do that. I'll also try and get some members of the kingdom on 3031 to come and talk here. I chat with a few of them quite a lot, so hopefully they'll be willing to spend their time to assist me in talking to you good people and just chatting about what we've got going on here. It's in terms of the construct, the makeup of the nationalities is very European, very international kingdom. There's a lot of Europeans, a lot of Spanish, French. Three Brits, myself included. Loads of Americans, and there's a huge Russian, German element as well. 31 GA is mostly filled with German players, and D31M is filled with mostly Russian players. So if you're looking for a kingdom and you're Russian or German, this might be the one for you. Shout out to the people. Of course, I'm not the only person who holds king in this kingdom. Far be it from me to suggest that. Hopefully I'll bring on my good colleagues, Coyote, Topaz Cat. Anyway, these are all... I don't know anyone's real name, and I like it that way, because it was like be a bit disappointing if my name's Philip. I was like, in my mind you were J43 the Destroyer. No, I'm not. I'm Philip. Yeah. So everyone's their avatar to me, and I'm happy for that. I have as you can see, my picture here. I know most people don't. And it's interesting that I do, because I have a massive nose. You can probably see from the side. But I kind of like the personal feel. I don't like avatars, but I like fake names. Again, I've used my real name, so I don't know if my argument is illogical and poor. But alas, it's nice to speak. So my long story short is, I like that people have their own made-up names, and I never want to get to know people's real names. It ruins the fun in a way. It ruins the illusion of we're all playing a massive fancy games, and we're all massive geeks, which we are. Myself more so than anyone. So I've been attacked quite a lot farming in Zone 5, but I'll tell you what, that doesn't stop me. That doesn't stop me. It just shows that people, well, no, it just shows that I'm a bit too lazy to TP back to Zone 4 and farm in times like this, because teleports are worth a lot. They're gold dust to me. I think they're the most important item, aside from like the gold heads and the expansions, because it's just I teleport around a lot, and I hate having to. Well, I hate having to waste them. I wanted to touch briefly on a farm account setup. So as you've seen, I have an exorbitant amount of farms. Mainly because I play too much, and as my mother said in the beginning, you've let yourself, me and your father down. So having 6 farms is excessive, but having 1 farm is something everyone should do. I'm sure a lot of you have one or multiple ones, and this is me boring you, so please feel free to fast forward this bit. But farm is like I've given myself all the resources for that today. But every 2 days or so, I will go to my farms. I will go round them and steal all the resources from them. In terms of what level you should get a farm to, I like getting them to level 25, which again is a bit excessive, because I know a farm account is meant to not be played as much, but I probably spend about 20 minutes a day on each of these. Here we go. Here's how I do my farm accounts. Go in, gather things. I don't really care what I'm gathering. I don't pay too much attention to it. In the sense that, like, I will need all these resources stoneless, so the gold's the most important thing when you get to tier 5, but you need all the other stuff too. Click all the buttons, click this, click around a bit. Make sure I've done all the daily tasks every day. Make sure I've done all the quests, and then just continue from account to account like this. You really don't have to spend too much time. As you can see, this has got a Minamoto here, so there's no money's been spent on this account. I've only spent anything on 2 of my accounts. The rest of them are completely free, and they're relatively large power compared to other people, which isn't me bragging, it's just me saying that it's really easy to do. All you do is set these up. You can have 2 accounts per kingdom, so I have 7 because I've been in 4 different kingdoms, and I've just brought them all together. Greg the Unsure. I'll do it again, show you the excitement of farming. Oh, there will be some fighting at some point on the channel, preferably when I stay awake and don't get swarmed by 100 million players while I'm relieving myself, but there we go, exactly the same. All you have to do for farm accounts, and one of the things I notice about farm accounts, people get them at like 3-4 million, just leave them there. I think it's a terrible idea, because you want to get it to as high as possible, so then the trading post is such that I haven't done those. The trading post is such that you get minimal amount of tax. So I'm just going to do this. The skip feature's so good. So if you get up to level 25 or 24, you pay 10 or 7% tax. And you can also send more at a particular time. You've got more marches. You've got more technology, which means you gather things better. You gather resources with greater speed. You produce in the city with greater speed. And you really don't have to spend too much time doing it here. This is, say I'll do this like 3 or 4 times a day for all my accounts. I'll spend 5 minutes on them. Strongly recommend that everyone who is looking to grow quickly, or indeed looking to grow at all, just do this. It's basically a free, well, here we go, there's another one, free to play here. It's a cheap way of buying, where are we? Special resource bundle. It's a free way of getting this. 50,000 gold, I know this is, there we go, let's have a look. What do we get here? You get 200,000 gold, okay, that's quite a lot. But how much is that? That's 20 million, no, 200 million food, sorry, 1 million times 200, okay, 200 million food. That's quite a lot for £90, I'll admit, but if you'd like to save money and perhaps use it on other things like family or holidays or not computer games, then a good thing to do is have a farm and just keep yourself filled with resources constantly. And again, you don't need to go every day unless you're really struggling for resources. It's just you build them up slowly, and as and when you need something, you send everyone over, take all this stuff, open up all your bags, take everything from the bag, like so, and get that important healing and resources into your main account. So that's probably the message of today's video, is how to run your own little farm colony. So you start 2 accounts in a kingdom. They're your first, you've got your main and your farm. Then you either, if you've been playing for a while, you can migrate accounts over. All you need is 1 passport, which is very easily accessible through the shop, or you can buy for the equivalent of $5 or whatever that would be in your local currency. And so to do that, you just, I will show you imminently how I did this. So I just buy all this. You go characters, create new character, choose something near to where you are. So I'm in 3031. I would, for instance, go in at 3030 and just build up a farm there. Go on 10 minutes a day, get the farm up. Here's one I was doing in 3032, and then I got bored of because I was like seven accounts is enough, let's be honest. So all you do is start 2 accounts in a number of kingdoms, build them up slowly. Once you get to level 7, you get a beginner immigration for free. I can't quite remember if you can use that to get there from when the kingdoms are quite old. Failing that, you just migrate normally through same season migration with 1 passport, provided your accounts are below 10 million, and thus you get this lovely array of farms that I have so elegantly prepared here. It can be a bit boring, but hey ho, it's all good in the long run. So that's today's discussion of farms. How are we doing for time? 16 minutes. That's probably enough time to talk about farms and bore everyone. For the 3 or, well, no, let's be honest, for the 1 person who's still watching, there's more to ROK than farming. There's also fighting. So let's go back on my main and outline what the plans are for the rest of tomorrow, so we can see tomorrow how they've been followed and if they've been followed and how things are going. Excuse me while I load up. So we still have the Past Glory event here. We're getting close, but it might be touch and go. Let's have a look how we're doing. Oh no, we're definitely going to make it, which is great. Past Glory, if you're from 3031, you're wondering how to do it quickly, Barbarians are faster than Barbarian Forts, but for Barbarian Forts you get the Books of the Covenant, which are very useful if you're trying to get to level tier 5. You'll need level 25 castle, and that requires a lot of Books of Covenant. So here's another little thing I do. As I hold the king title, I can't get Duke, which is somewhat unfortunate. But before I train any troops, I'll always look around for a training rune. It's basically free speed ups. I'll say 3 hours on any build. So getting a free 3-hour speed up every time I press build is quite good. Or train in this particular case. I think we got the wrong time for Guardians. Sorry, for runes, in which case I will also let you in on a little secret as to how I don't spend too much and perhaps train a lot of troops. Something which someone showed me and I thought was a great idea, instead of just doing the usual maximum. And I'll just put it down until I wake up. 6 hours, that's about right. 6 hours when I wake up. I could go and find a rune now, and I should be saving all these training speed ups for events, but yeah. In the interest of getting this done, I'm quite tired. Let's do it like this. Another thing you'll notice is, despite it being a T5 player, I only train tier 4 troops. And the reason for that is, in events, the points you get from upgrading tier 4 to tier 5 is the same as going from 0 to tier 4, I think, or it's very similar, yet the time differential is very different. I think it's about a third of the time to go from tier 4 to tier 5, so if you do get to tier 5, what you want to do is always train tier 4, and then when you've got Mighty's Governor events or training speed up, not training speed ups, but power pushing events like the Zenith. The Zenith is perhaps the best example of this, but you'll need a lot of money to win the Zenith. I wouldn't bother. You just upgrade all your tier 4 to tier 5. Or you can also leave a lot of tier 4 troops and just fight with them. They're a lot cheaper to heal. This particular batch of healing cost me, how many you need? I need 1,000 healing speed up for that. I'll just wait. This cost me about 200 million resources, which I've got a lot of resources, but that's a lot. There we go. So one final thing before I sign off for today, or sorry, well, no, two final things. Firstly, we'll talk about what we're going to do tomorrow. So we're hoping to, hopefully I hope that our Vietnamese friends in 3018 don't watch this. Not that it would matter too much, but the plan is to keep them blocked in, keep working with 17 to secure this zone. When the runes open, I'm not sure if they're not for a while. I can't remember where they are in the kingdom thing. They are, no, they really are a long way away. Okay, so it's the Hierons next. Then we'll share the runes together and get loads of extra honor through that. In terms of where we are for kingdom and alliance honor, I assume we'll still be top for kingdom. Yep, we're doing very well for that. And in terms of alliance, yeah, we'll probably end, oh, we're catching them up, but we'll probably end up around here. I think our biggest strength is also our biggest weakness, because we've got 3 or 4, as you can see, good at what we've got 5 big alliances. Whereas other kingdoms have 1, maybe 2. So whilst we obviously want to share the stuff around, which means all the alliance honor goes up. So that's why we have such high kingdom honor, but we probably won't win the individual alliance stuff, which is unfortunate, but I'd rather have something like this than just one big alliance. I don't really like that dynamic. Anyway, we're hoping to come down here and secure our way into Akuri and Dimbokro and ensure that 18 doesn't, as they are going to have to fight down here. On this side, we'll be going to Dimbokro as well and helping with 32 if we need to. I won't say too much because I'm sure people will be pissed off if I reveal all the kingdom, the Discord plans we've laid, but they're pretty standard in terms of what to do. We're doing 1 troop flags here. Whilst I'm, okay, might be a case teaching your grandma to suck eggs, which is an English expression which means telling something that's very obvious, but 1 troop flag when you're not in a rush is a great way of getting alliance credits. What you want to do is when you get to 20,000 in a day, send yourself home, and then just come tomorrow and get 20,000 more alliance credits. These people I should by rights send them home, but people get annoyed if you send their troops home. The main reason sending it home is there's no benefit now, and you want them to, you need to go home and replenish your set of, basically you need to take your alliance credits home, wait till tomorrow and come back. So the Crusader, the 1 troop flags, wait till you get to 20k, send home, come back tomorrow. We are currently lacking stone in terms of building more flags. I think, yeah, the stone, which is quite rare because it's always gold and crystal that's the main 2 things. Clearly our stone deposits aren't too numerous, so we're going to slowly flag around here, slowly flag to here, and support our other alliances as they fight against 18 when they wake up tomorrow and inevitably push. In terms of the video, I think that's pretty much all I want to talk about. Hopefully it's been in some way illuminating and you could perhaps see why I have so many accounts and so many resources, because I have such a large farm colony, and perhaps why A, it's a good idea, and B, how to do it. Any questions, put them in the chat. Any questions at all, please feel free to ask me so I don't have to make stuff up from my mother. But I hope you're enjoying this this video. I'll of course get some more guests on, so it won't just be my dulcet tones you hear. Until tomorrow, thanks for watching. I don't have a catchphrase. I'll see you later. No, I'll get a better one than that.